What's going on, guys? Living here, and I want to show you guys a 94 and 4 dust game that I had on Nivelle Nights. Still grinding out Nivelle Nights lately. I just want to point out just here in the very beginning, it isn't the nicest thing ever when you're in those trenches and you get the closest spawn to get out of those trenches. Like, that's like, I don't know. For me, I've noticed that a lot lately because I've been playing this map a lot, and having that spawn right there is just one of the nicest things to experience. For some reason, it shows, I guess, how much I've been playing this map, but I'm not too big of a fan of like jumping over things, because if you haven't tried jumping over some, ledges or whatnot, and you find yourself jumping back down, that's a little bit of a pain. So I try to avoid as many leaps and bounds as I can. So yeah, it was just a pretty crazy game kind of I had here. Kind of weird too, just kind of how I get these kills here, but yeah, so I kind of, to start off, I always chuck my grenades. I've been doing that because obviously I'm going to grab the Trench Raider kit over here. I always just try to chuck out all my attachments and whatnot just to, just unload it. I'm not going to use them anymore, so, try to unload as much as you can. I'll sometimes even use them just as distractions too, because a lot of people will hear it and they'll maybe, want to, stay away from where those, noises are coming from. So people are usually hesitant and they won't push as hard if you kind of chuck those, but yeah, just in case you don't know, 102 is the spawn for the Trench Raider kit, just in case you don't know. So push on in here instantly. I've been pushing instead of immediately trying to battle. As much as my team grabbed D there, I've been just skipping it and pushing to either B or E if I spawn on the other side at the very beginning of the game. I'm not even bothering with D just because I get shot so bad from the back. Unfortunately, I get shot in the back there, which is kind of what happens to me over there on D a lot. So I'm kind of paid the price here on B, but it's okay. I'm able to grind it back up. But yeah, it's kind of what I've been doing a lot lately, just because everyone pushes so hard to D, and I figured that the spawn point on D isn't set really. Because usually people at the very beginning have to battle for it as hard as they can. So usually I think pushing down the other side can kind of distract them and mess up their spawns a little bit over there. Makes it spawn a little bit further back from B, and gives my teammates a little bit more time to cap D. So I throw some two smoke grenades right there, just to try to cover my back. I do that. I've been doing it a lot lately, just because you just kind of watch the sides, and it gives you kind of that extra wall, So that's kind of been a little bit of strategy I've been doing. I've been using the shotgun again. I'm back on the shotgun just because I've been, I don't know, the Hellrigo was kind of, I don't know, kind of feeling kind of weird to me lately, so I just kind of put that down, and I've been going back to using my angles as best as I can to get in better positions to just be able to shoot people. So yeah, so that guy threw a nice little grenade in there. I'm gonna pull all the way back. I know there's a guy still around here somewhere, so I'm looping around. I'm not really sure. I get kind of confused here where he's at, if he was on top or what was going on. Yeah, keep that in mind. It always gets a guy who wanted to jump up top, so I chuck a grenade just to double check to see if I get any hit markers, or at least disrupt the top part there. But it turns out they were just on the bottom and they were just getting squad spawned, so nothing too crazy. Yeah, nothing too crazy there. So yeah, just keep in mind when you're over here, a lot of people want to jump up top and it might be squad spawns on you. This guy, I think that, no, that's my teammate. Yeah, he threw a nice flare. I was able to see the guy right over here, so that was able to take care of that. So kind of a weird start though, just because I kind of died with that kit. So they were able to kind of loop around, and yeah, this is kind of crazy death here. I actually kind of had some out of my 4 deaths. I think I had 2 of them were kind of weird. So I'm getting blasted from behind, and I don't know what this guy did, if he was sprinting like I was or what, but he is right there. Wow. That was crazy. I don't know if I missed him or what, if he was that close behind me, but wow, he was literally wow, yeah. So I was kind of fortunate to have a little tree right there too. I was like, damn, that kind of sucks, because when you do your bayonet charge, it's going to stop you there. So I don't know how I feel about that, but it's all good. So I know that the spawn time should be showing up here pretty quick, because I died pretty quick with it. So being around here by D, it's kind of good that I'm over here still, so I don't have to run across the whole map to go grab this. Again, if you don't know the response time for this, it's a 3-minute respawn time. I actually had someone message me the game before, because I came up here right at 3 minutes, and I was bayonet charging up over here, and I got stuck against the wall, so I wasn't able to pick up the Trench Raider kit. And then I bayoneted charged again. I was able to kill the guy with the trench raider kit. He messaged me. He was like, "Good job, man." He was like, "I've been waiting there for 5 minutes," and like, I was like, "Dude, it's only 3 minutes. You know, it's only a 3-minute respawn time." So just always remember 3 minutes respawn time, so you don't. It's kind of weird. Like, I have that happen to me too, where sometimes I try to time it and I get too early. And I'm waiting around there, and it's just like feels like when you wait around there, you die the most. Like anytime it feels like you stand still, you're just a sitting duck, and it's just yeah, it kind of stinks. So being able to time it as quick as you can, where you can just smoothly run on in there, I feel like it's just the best approach instead of just sticking around there and yeah, getting yourself, I don't know, having people just come up and kill you, which seems to be kind of the how that works. But so I'm gonna come over here, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, I run into a bunch of them right here that I'm gonna pick off really quick, because they're on D, and I want to shut them down from pushing. This guy throws a really like nice grenade. Look at that grenade. Wow. Wow. I tell you, I've been saying a little bit of things about grenades lately. They feel like they're magnets, but that was a nice grenade. But yeah, I guess I'm like listening. I thought I heard someone behind me running. So yeah, I guess I go over here by D, and I'm gonna see where they're at. And I know they're on the yeah. I see that one guy there. I want to take him out because I want the guy with the horse to stay alive. And yeah, so I'm just kind of just listening in, trying to hear what I hear, and then I hear my teammate die from the shotgun, so I just run up here. I think my teammates take this guy out. No, I'm able to. And this kind of risky part right here, though, is when you do a little bit of this, is you'll kill a guy. You got to be careful for squad spawns. That's always the worst. I've been doing a little bit better on avoiding bayonet charges. I'm like actually a lot better now. I've just been getting in my head that anytime I see a scout class or a medic class, the first thing I'm doing is like putting myself in kind of an angle where I can circle around and avoid their bayonet charges. Because yeah, that's just what everyone does to me. So I've been doing a little bit better at that. But what I haven't been doing very good at is like putting hit markers on a guy so he doesn't get squad spawned on him, because this is a trench raider kit, so the ranged weapons aren't too good. So what I have to do is I have to run up and start hitting you to put damage on you. And the unfortunate part about that is it takes me a while to like, I got to use right angles and, you know, good positioning to get myself in a good angle where you don't like keep blasting. This guy was like the luckiest guy right here. Could not hit him to save my life. But so it takes me a while to get up towards you, and by the time I get to you, you can you've put some shots onto me, and then your teammate spawns right next to you, and I'm in trouble, you know. So I'm still kind of figuring out what to do kind of in that situation there, because I really hate being kind of stuck in between whether I'm going to shoot you, like stay back a little bit and start shooting you with my little handgun here, or if I want to like push you. It's kind of like, because you get stuck in between those situations, especially with certain classes that, you know, might favor, you know, just the position that they're at. Like each class will favor different positions where they're at, where they'll pretty much melt you. They'll melt you with their you know, assault rifles, or they'll melt you, or they'll just stab you because they're in a good position to bayonet charge you. But yeah, so it's kind of tough. Still figuring out. We'll see what's going on here. Fortunate part, we got a tank over here, and that's never fun. I'm trying to stay on here as long as I can because I feel like I can still kill the enemy players. I see them all spawning over there, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run out over here. The nice thing is when that shaman drops those air support, it doesn't do too much damage. I've noticed. I think. I mean, I've been around. I'm not sure how much. Have I been at the full damage of it? But it's not really too bad when I get blasted by. I think it takes away. I think it takes away like 25 of my health out of 100. So I think. I don't think. I don't know if I've been in direct line of fire with it, but I've been hit like straight by a missile. I think it's 25. So for sure it doesn't kill you instantly. That's one thing for sure. I don't know how much damage completely it is, but you don't have to be too concerned with it. I'm getting pushed right over here, and I'm gonna spawn right here. This is a good little spot sometimes because you can still be on the ticker, and I'm waiting for them to push me. I'm gonna give them some grenades right here. I think I'm only able to like take one out, but you discourage them a little bit, push them back, and now I only have like two more guys that were on me. Even though that guy gets res, and when he gets res, I'm like out of there. So yeah, fortunately had a medic come around, and when a medic comes around, it can be a little problematic. So I got out of there as quick as I could. Because I had like 4 guys on me, and you're just asking to get stabbed in the back. So I start vaulting over. I did some really, I don't know, that was really smooth. Like that might to everyone else be like, oh, that's you know, some people might be like, oh, I do it all the time. Like to me, jumping through those 2 windows, it's like for me, can be some of the most difficult things. Like movement on the map is always my thing on every game that I always kind of seem to be like par-ish, subpar-ish. I've seen people can move around maps. Like you people who can jump out of the map and do all these crazy things with movements and get these tight little edges and jump on. I'm props to you. I'm seriously like, honestly, if you guys make tutorials on that, I'd watch that stuff like so much because that's just crazy stuff. But for some reason, I've just never been good at that really. So yeah, to be able to vault over there and get away as easily as I did there, for me that was kind of a big deal. So yeah, coming over here, gonna throw some smoke. Sometimes what I'll do, it's really nice when you have like 3 grenades because, excuse me, everyone can just, everyone usually is like always like in that little like trench right there in the bottom, and you can like chuck a couple grenades in there. I did one a little bit earlier while I was playing some of the previous games where I threw a smoke first so they couldn't see what was going on, and then I went up and threw like 2 grenades. I don't know how many kills I got with that, but yeah, it definitely did some damage. So yeah, it's kind of fun because they always stick around there. If not, I try to loop around. They have the spawn over here where they're going to spawn out over here. So because they spawned at the very beginning by A and B, if you're challenging C, they're going to spawn right up behind me. So right where I'm at, they'll usually like wrap around a little bit of those hills right over there to my right. So I'm always kind of watching that a little bit, and I like trying to flank them from behind. So and I think as well too, sometimes they will spawn on the left side over here as well. I'm pretty sure it's well tried. Yeah, I think they're on the right side over there and on the left side. Just depends. So depends where your teammates are at. So that's kind of the idea behind trying to stop you from like Dice's way, trying to prevent spawn traps and whatnot. So so yeah, I saw that flame trooper. I was like, I'm out of there pretty quick. Even though I've tried challenging them a little bit more lately now that I can hit them. Like at least the flame troopers aren't as bad as the other sentry classes. Where I mean, good luck trying to hit down the other sentry classes because you can hit them as much as you want, it doesn't do anything. And I wonder if that's going to get fixed. If anyone's ever kind of noticed that. Yeah, it's kind of strange that you like can't do any damage. Like the one, like I think both the sentry class, I think both their melees are just way more powerful, more damage onto you than I think your melee for the trench raider kits. That's kind of interesting. I think it is. I've tried challenging one of the sentry classes before, and they were just meleeing me and put more damage on me than it's like I was doing to him. So, but for the flame trooper class, you can hit him twice and he'll be dead. So, if you can, I don't know, kind of get behind him maybe, or if you like right when he picks it up, or I don't know, if you catch him off guard really quick, you can swing at him pretty quick, and he won't have enough time to like get his flame at its full strength, and you're able to take him out with taking minimal damage. So keep that in mind. But yeah, don't try to. If he's looking at you, I wouldn't bother doing that because you're gonna find out the hard way. So. So here I'm over here by B. They're either gonna spawn, yeah, right up here to my right, or they're gonna spawn straight up over a little bit over to the left over there. So yeah, I got a lot of them. I think more medics were there. So I was like, I'm gonna dip from this, throw another grenade, try to distract them a little bit, and I'm going to loop back around. Yeah, so whenever I kind of see medics, it makes it kind of difficult too because not only they're rezzing people, but they also we'll probably bayonet charges as well too. So it's kind of, especially on these trenches. So here's an instance where I'm getting a little bit behind them. That was nice. I get a lot of that. You'll see at the end here how crazy they kind of end up turning out. I mean, they were literally laying down. It was kind of actually like, yeah, like that should not happen. Like it should not. It should. You'll see what's going on. So so I'm kind of watching here. I'm trying to find that one guy, but I wanted to kind of try to make sure that no one else spawned out over here, which one guy does to my left. He's a scout class. I put shots on him there, and then I will like take this guy out. And yep, some more guys spawning on them, or yeah, spawning around the general area or something like that. But nothing too crazy. I was still playing pretty aggressive. I've been playing aggressive a lot lately with this class because I already had a 75-0 game with this. You want to go check that game out, I will put a little description or a little like link thing that will pop up right now, let you guys know with that. So I'm not really too like concerned about not like trying to hold back or stay alive. I'm like seeing what I can do now, like pushing it to like going 110 with the speed, and seeing what I can get. That's why this game I went so high up, got 94.4. So which is kind of interesting because I'm curious with these larger maps. How well you can do it on. So my only 100 kill game I've had is on Fort Devo, So which would make sense, kind of like the smaller maps. Feels like there's more action and more time to run to people. And this one's just a little bit bigger, so I've been kind of curious, but I think as well my gameplay. I've been improving like a lot on this game. So like it wouldn't even be with this Trench Raider kit if I didn't even have it. I think I still would do some pretty like crazy like gameplay as well too. So I'm not as quite up to what it is what I'm doing right now, but I would definitely keep up like a 4 KD and probably be averaging probably like I'd do stay in the 50s, 60s, stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, my skill base is getting up. It keeps climbing. I'm like understand like for me, I'm never the very good player who like shoots well. Like if you're that player who does not shoot well, doesn't aim well, stuff like that, like we'll get along because I don't do any of that well. What I do well in is I always try to understand how the map layout is, what gives me advantage to my weapon, the spawns and things like that. This map awareness and things like that give me that extra edge. That's what I focus on towards you because my aim is terrible. So yeah, it's just really bad. So if you have bad aim and you want to be like and you want to like find a way to like do good, like just like check out, just stick around because I'm right there with you. I feel the pain. So there I wasn't sure if I like mid game. I don't know if this happened to you guys, but I seem to always forget where my beginning spawn was at. And so I wasn't sure if I was able to use the flares or not. And no, we spawned on the other side in the very beginning of the game, so I wasn't able to use those flares. And we pretty much have D over here. We were a little bit behind there, I think, in the very beginning of the game. So I was really pushing it and trying to stretch the map, stretch the map out. And what I mean by that is, when you get the moments where your whole team is like all bunched up together in a wave and they're capping bases, what I'll do is I'll just like get away from that rhythm of all of us all bunched up together, and I will push as hard as I can to going solo by myself somewhere else. So instead of us capping one place, we're capping two. So I that's kind of one way. I've noticed that like so much. It seems like the games I lose are when I see all my teammates all bunched up one together, just doing that big circle thing. Like you gotta have a squad that like you gotta have like at least one that like branches out from that, because that just does not work. Yeah, so that's kind of I'm sure everyone knows that, and if you don't know that, well, it will help you out big time if you can get your squad or your team to like break out of the mold. If your team's struggling to kind of like don't follow the group, find the one place that would be most costly. So I'm gonna throw some smoke here on B because this guy doesn't know where I'm at, and here's a little bit of me creeping up behind people, and that always shocks me too when I can't hit the guy. So that was crazy a lot today. I forgot to mention that, man. I was just swinging and missing. So so I'm being kind of careful here because this is assault class. I don't know really what he has, and so I was. Oh no, never mind. It was a light machine gun class. Yeah, I thought that was an assault class, and I wasn't sure because they can, drop some, bayonet charges on their, their MP assault rifle, and yeah, that can do some damage. I wasn't sure what that was. That's why it sounded kind of weird, but yeah, it was a light machine gun class, and I'm taking this guy out because I don't want him to drop a flare on me when he sees me trying to cap B, so I would rather him die and then respawn over here where he would be easier to kill, because if he was staying over there, that would have been pretty bad. So unfortunately that guy didn't bayonet charge me. That was nice. That's something that will happen a lot. You'll hear someone like running down the hallway and that guy's sprinting, so all he has to do is just tap his bayonet charge and I'm dead. So fortunately for me, he didn't have the really the awareness where I was at. So, and I think right about here, I think I started getting pushed pretty bad. Oh no, I get shot from a tank. That's when it was happening. Yeah, that tank, wow. I was like, wow, perfect timing for that tank. That's what happened in that part. Yeah, that tank was just at the right place at the right time, and he just had just enough of an. If I would have just had like a split second more, I would have been out of the line of sight. I don't even think I even heard him. Then I spawn over here and get sniped right in the head, which always seems to be the thing when I die. I like finding spawn points for me is a nightmare. I don't know if that happens to you guys. Probably does, because this game can just beat this game is a torch for crazy deaths. And yeah, that's just one of those where it's just like, okay, that's cool. It's just I just want to get back in the game, And yeah, just like yeah, I'm just gonna try to find a squad that can have a better squad spawn, because that's always the worst, right? So it seems to happen a lot. I feel like most of my deaths are like I'll go on streaks and then out of nowhere I'll die, and then it'll take me like a couple deaths to get back into a rhythm. So it's kind of a little bit unfortunate, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I think okay, yeah, yeah. Still got a little bit of time before the trench raider spawn's gonna spawn up here. We unfortunately, right when I die, it feels like, oh great, now we only have two flags, and we're just barely in the lead, and they're over there trying to grab F. Fortunately, our teammates are grabbing F, so I know they're all gonna push out here to D over here to A and B, so I'm throwing smoke, just to give me some, you know, my teammates area up here to push. Still staying up with the smoke, and I see them up there on the top. Fortunately, I'm able to like move up here in the first jump as well too. That was nice. There's a lot of movement. That was actually kind of fortunate for me. Usually it's not like that. So I'll usually spend like 3 jumps trying to jump up there, and then I'll eventually just give up. Yeah, it's that bad for me. So I just come over here and I just lay down, because yeah, I take a little bit of a break, and I was like, maybe if they spawn over here, which I actually had the wrong place where they would spawn. I think they spawn on this side. They spawn to my left, or they're gonna spawn right over there, up there. I think it's normally where they spawn at over here. If they spawn by A and B, I'm still getting some spawns down. I sometimes get myself confused mid game. But yeah, if you spawn at the very beginning of the game where I spawned by E, the spawns on D for your team would be right there in front, where all those tombstones and the graveyards at. So it's a little bit behind over there. So that's usually where they'll be at. So I was kind of looking the wrong direction, but it was all good. No one ended up spawning there, and fortunately we were able to make that push up there, and I get a solid shot on him right there. Yeah, so that was actually really big to think about, that our team was trying to push up there, because that could have been a nightmare if they would have held us down. Because this map, if they have one of the 2 of the like beginning spawn territories, like E or F or A or B, like only you and your team have that much, and you're not able to get out of your trenches, ooh, that's when it usually gets dangerous, because it's such an open area between both of those spawns, A or B or E or F, that it can be a little bit of a nightmare. So yeah, it was good that we were able to push up there. That was pretty big. So the timing on that one wasn't too great, but I was able to at least get it. I want to be careful here, because there were 2, you know, my arch nemesis right there. You know, a scout class and a medic class. So I always wanted to take them. Be careful with them. Fortunately, there wasn't too much bayonet charging this round, I would say. When I think about it, yeah, it wasn't really too bad. So that was kind of nice. So yeah, now it's kind of flipped on us here a little bit, and now we are kind of in the opposite position here. Now we're able to. They only have 2 of their spawns, so I'm just pushing right over here. I kind of get myself in a kind of bad spot here, so I just push all the way around. I like throwing smoke like right in this area. That'll mess him up a little bit. This guy throws a flare, I think, so I think he knows exactly where I'm at. Yeah, he does. That's why he's leaving. He's running away. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, was that the first bayonet charge I have? Pretty sure that's like, feels like it was. But yeah, so nice thing is it throws on smoke. They won't be able to see you. But yeah, he was doing us pretty good. I get a nice shot on that guy right there. So like I said, those sometimes spawn right over there when they're on B, if that's where their spawn is at the very beginning of the game. So just keep that in mind. They can spawn right there. And then I'm able to get 4 shots on this dude. And yep, we're okay. I mean, we could have been in better shape, but they were looping. They looped around, and we were able to grab D and kind of spread out a little bit. So so yeah, now I'm trying to stop it, because I know they have D, and throwing some more smoke down. I ended up just swinging and missing a lot here. This was a lot. Like, it wasn't as bad this game as it was some of the other games, but I've been doing a lot lately, just missing. It's been bad. So it's kind of a little bit unfortunate, especially when they're like right there. Just look at that. But yeah, so kind of weird. We began to really kind of take control right about this point here. Which was nice, because like I said, at the very beginning of the game wasn't too great of a start. So to you know, we slowly were able to climb it over here. You know, probably the kit probably played a little bit of part of that. I can imagine. I think I lead the game in flag defense kills, so that kind of helps as well too. So yeah, I knew the guy was over here somewhere because I saw his flare go up. And then, of course, like I said earlier in the very beginning of the game, you know, it takes you a while to get up to the guy to smack him and kill him with your trench raider or with your club. And so because of that, what ends up happening is, you know, everyone gets squad spawns on you. So here comes the kind of crazy part right here. Now everyone is spawning on me like crazy. And this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to kill this guy. I'm not fully healed. I just want to kill him as quick as I can because I don't want any more people squad spawning on him. So my health is not full. And I'm not healing to save my life. So I'm like, oh man, can I get over this ledge? Because I had gotten shot in the back with my first death early in the game. So I was able to get just enough over the edge. And then I'm just listening in to hear, you know, when they push around. And fortunately, we had like a flare or spot. So I could see one guy right there, which was nice. But unfortunately, I totally one-shot one guy. I'm able to kill one there. And I missed that guy again. It's when I get nervous because I was missing my swing so much. And unfortunately, that guy there killed himself with a dynamite. So that was probably a good call for him to pull out the dynamite. Though I think what messed him up a little more, they didn't have. If they would have had the Hell Regal, I would have been in trouble. Because they were using shotguns on me, I feel like I can get away with shotguns a little bit more than I can with the Hell Regal. Hell Regals are nasty. You get a Hell Regal and a light machine gun class is a little bit of pain. So there it is again, where I'm missing, and but here it is. Like this is where they're just laying down. Like look at that. Like I'm not sure if that was all squad spawns on that guy there, or if I literally ran over that guy. I'm gonna assume that was a squad spawn for that guy. But I really hope that was not a he was not sitting there the whole time. But yeah, he could easily kill me. So. I did a little fake move there, made that guy think I was gonna hide behind that wall. I do that a lot. That will save you some damage. As always, if you see a wall, fake like you go behind it, and then immediately go back on the other side. The guy will always turn and look. It's like about 90. That's like the oldest. That's the move I've been using since I don't even know. It just always seems to work. So I was always trying to use that move. It will help you out a lot. But there it is, 94 and 4. It's pretty crazy. I mean, I figured it'd be kind of cool if I can get the 100 kill game. Like I said, I wasn't really sure because this map is a pretty large map. But if I can get 94, I can imagine I'd be able to get 100. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys being here. This is Living, and I'll catch you guys again later. Peace.